Hello, boys and girls. I wanted to share this book with you with permission from Simon and Schuster, the publishers. This is their information up here if you wanted to check them out on their Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I'll post the details below. The book that I wanted to share is Nobody Hugs a Cactus by Carter Goodrich. Hank lived in a pot. The pot sat in a window. The window looked out at the empty desert. It was hot, dry, peaceful, and quiet, just the way Hank liked it. But every now and then, somebody would interrupt Hank's peace and quiet. "Hi, Hank," Rosie the tumbleweed called out. "Isn't it a beautiful day?" Hank ignored her. He just wanted to be left alone. "Okay, so long," said Rosie cheerfully as she tumbled away. Hank was happy again. But just as he began to relax, "Hello!" shouted a tortoise. "Private property," yelled Hank. "Keep out!" The tortoise was so frightened, he hid in his shell. Hank was still yelling at the tortoise when a jackrabbit dashed by. "Hiya, Prickles," she shouted. "My name isn't Prickles," Hank yelled back, "and stay out of my yard." He's not very kind, is he? "Tumbleweeds, tortoises, jackrabbits, what's next?" said Hank. A coyote came loping by. "No dogs allowed," yelled Hank. "I'm not a dog," said the coyote, "and you are as prickly on the inside as you are on the outside." Before Hank could yell back at the coyote, a cowboy strode past. "Keep off the grass," yelled Hank. "What grass?" said the cowboy. "Seems to me somebody needs a hug. Too bad nobody hugs a cactus." "Hi," said a lizard. "Who invited you?" said Hank. "And just in case you're wondering, I don't want a hug." "That's good," said the lizard, "because I don't want to give you one." Then he skittered away. An owl landed on the roof. "If you're looking for a hug," said Hank, "well, I guess I could give you one." "Ooh, me," said the owl. "You must be joking." And for the first time, Hank began to feel a little lonely. The next morning, Hank was feeling more sad on the inside than just prickly. Maybe a hug wouldn't be so bad after all. The wind began to pick up. An old cup blew by and stuck on Hank's face. His arms were too short to get it off. "Great," said Hank. After a while, Rosie came bouncing by. "I'll get it off you, Hank," she shouted, and she jumped up to knock the cup off of Hank's face. And then she tumbled away. Hank didn't have time to thank Rosie. He felt bad about all the other times he had been so rude to her. So he came up with a plan. Hank decided to grow the best flower he could and then give it to Rosie as a thank you gift. It took days, but at last it was ready. He couldn't wait for Rosie to pass by again. It sure is a pretty flower. I wonder if Rosie will like it. When at last she finally did come bouncing back, Hank held out the flower. "Look, Rosie," he said, "I grew it just for you." Rosie was so surprised, she jumped up and gave Hank a great big hug. It felt so nice, Hank didn't want to let go. And as things turned out, he couldn't. Rosie and Hank had become stuck together. But they didn't care. After all, it is better to be stuck in a hug than stuck all alone. Glad that Hank finally has a friend. It's the last picture of the book. I really love the artwork in this book. Okay guys, for this book, we are going to be set designers. Set designers create the world of the play or the story, so they create the setting or where the story takes place. So for this story, I want you to find a shoebox or any box, as long as it has an area where you can create inside. I decided to create the last page of the book for our story. Let me turn it right side up. Okay. And I used crayons, I used markers, I had some pipe cleaners, some construction paper. I just used what I had available. If all you have available is a pencil, that's fine. You can draw everything. Just make sure you pay attention to your shading and where the light's coming from. Set designers have to think about that when they're creating the set, and lighting designers help that out. Okay, and I made my cactus, and there's Rosie, and if you look really closely, she has her little flower in her hair that Hank grew for her. So this is the last page of the book that I picked. This story doesn't have many settings to it. It changes from day to night, and this is kind of evening-ish. But if you can choose whatever book you want to, and it could have many different settings. I want you to pick your favorite setting and then recreate it in whatever box you can find using whatever materials that you have available. Please take a picture of your shoebox or whatever box and upload it to the Google Classroom or email it to me. I would love to see which book you create because I might find a new book that I want to read. And I also want to see your set design. Can't wait to see what you create. Have a great day!